And they've heard my prayers. Or have they? The devs over at Playground Games have just announced a bunch more features before launch, but not all is as it seems.
If I didn't, may God murder my children. Please, kill them today.
We're gonna see the introduction of not one, but two new to Horizon gameplay types in multiplayer. Have they finally fixed the broken drift lobbies? And towards the end of the video, we're gonna go ahead and talk about a leaked car list that came out. Is it actually legit? There's a lot kind of riding on this, and I really hope they flesh it out more so than what it was in the previous game. I just want right back. I just want right back. So I think it makes sense to start with Horizon Open, which is Horizon 6's multiplayer suite. And oh my God, does it look like such an upgrade from what we had in Horizon 5, which in and of itself was quite similar to what we had in Horizon 4 and 3. And I would say for me, like multiplayer and PvP when it comes to Horizon is probably my most played mode outside of maybe customization and tuning, probably. I have a lot to say. But first things first, let's go ahead and talk about those two brand new modes that I mentioned a minute ago in the intro. That is Spec Racing and Toge Showdown. Now the devs actually did do a couple interviews with certain outlets and creators over the past couple days, and they mentioned something very interesting about Spec Racing and ranked mode, which is not going to be returning in Horizon 6. They essentially said they learnt a lot of things from Horizon 4's ranked mode that they didn't want to replicate in a future game, and they're hoping that this Spec Racing playlist is going to kind of fill the void of a ranked mode. It was interesting when I saw that interview because as someone who loved Horizon 4's ranked mode. Now, it's not to say there wasn't problems with it. The inclusion of like free roam rush, the elo system didn't quite work properly. Obviously, towards the start of the game, it was just team racing and it didn't make any sense. It got better once solo racing came into that game. But I do think that just the inclusion of an elo system and having somewhere to separate the people who want to do proper racing and the people who just want to have a bit more of a casual experience is still a good thing. And I personally really loved the way they did the rewards in Horizon 4. It really felt like you were actually being rewarded for racing against other players, which is arguably one of the hardest things to do in any multiplayer racing game. I feel like if you're consistently winning races, that should be like at the top of the tree in terms of rewards. So, you know, that's my personal opinion. I'm interested to know what you guys think about that. A lot of people who play Horizon don't just play PvP. Like, it's such a broad spectrum of things. Like, some people do livery, some people take photos, some people play in the open world. But for me, PvP should always be at the top of that rewards tree. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's like with Spec Racing. And obviously Toge, we've not seen any gameplay of Toge yet, so make sure to go ahead and stay tuned. That is something I'm looking forward to. I'm really hoping it's Need for Speed Carbon-esque. I would love it to be more than just like a point-to-point race on a mountain. I really hope they take the extra stage to kind of like include some other gameplay factors that make that mode a bit more interesting. One thing, if there is going to be no ranked mode, and that is not going to be coming to the game anytime soon, I really hope that these races are not just static. And what I mean by that is in Horizon 5, we are still driving on the same tracks that we would have been driving on at launch. I really hope that they just take the next step up and it's not that same thing again.
Let it out. Let it out.
I had not played Horizon 5 for quite a while. I came back to it, and even I started to remember the tracks pretty early. I've not played that game for quite a while till recently, as I've been trying to get excited for Horizon 6. Please make all of these playlists need to have some rotational element, whether with the Spec Racing, it's different tracks, disciplines and cars, whether it's including like event labs races in these modes. I don't want to sound like a broken record because I did actually make a video on what I think Horizon 6's PvP and multiplayer should be like. There'll be a link up top and in the description. Obviously watch it after this video. It's funny because like even something as small as that makes the racing experience a lot more sweaty when you have people that have tuned cars for specific tracks or have driven on them literally every single PvP lobby since launch. You really then start to increase the skill gap of people that know the circuits well and don't. I think something as simple as refreshing these lobbies with different events would go a huge way. Yeah, man, they just need to make sure that this stays fresh. They need to do a better job of staying on top of the multiplayer suite and just not kind of like leaving it to rot for the rest of the life cycle.
Yo, so it's editing cam here. I've now just realized that the spec racing is actually planned to refresh weekly. And I just wanted to interrupt here because obviously it goes against what I'm saying. I didn't realize till now. I'm editing, I can see that. That's really good. Please tell me it's not just in spec racing though. Please tell me all the other events are still going to refresh. Otherwise, I would still be sad. Anyway, back to present day cam.
At the bottom of the screenshot, there's a little tab that says view more rewards. So obviously they're looking to reward people that play multiplayer, hopefully with more than just a badge. I'm hoping there's like monetary rewards. I'm hoping there's like limited car unlocks or bumper unlocks. Yeah, man, get Event Lab in PvP. Why are you guys not doing this, man? Like, it's such an obvious, easy win. I don't know if you guys can see at the bottom of this screenshot as well, there's a little panel that says custom drift. What could that be about? Could that be rear-wheel drive only drift lobbies? A brother can only hope, because that is also something that I really, really want to see. I would love it to be a more fleshed out version of the drift mode, kind of similar to what they had in Motorsport, but we will wait and see. A brother can wait and see, but hopefully, that is rear wheel drive drift lobbies in online multiplayer. That is what we want to see with a horsepower restriction. Like I said, this is the most important mode for me in Horizon, so there's a lot kind of riding on this, and I really hope they flesh it out more so than what it was in the previous game. I just want right back. And just going off the back of like keeping things fresh, I really hope that they do something about the meta, and that the meta doesn't just get left for the whole game as well, because just like the PvP lobbies, the meta has basically been pretty stale throughout the Horizon 5's life cycle. So I hope with Horizon 6 that does change. But from what I'm seeing from this one screenshot, from what we've delved deep, we've squeezed and milked everything out of this screenshot, I am looking forward to it. Anyway, moving on from the multiplayer section of this video, that was always going to take up the majority of this video because it's what I'm most interested in. But I did kind of want to just take a little bit of time at the end of this video to talk about the leaked car list. So for those that don't know, if you've already bought Horizon or pre-ordered, you can basically preload now on Xbox and PC. This is basically like allowed data miners to go into the game files and have a look at the car models that are in the game files in like a Windows Explorer tab. One thing I will say, just because a car is mentioned in this leaked car list doesn't necessarily mean that they will appear on launch. There's a lot more than just having the model of the car that goes into getting these cars in the game. Sometimes like manufacturers and publishers can get stuck at like the payment level or at the legal level, and these car models may exist in the game files, but they're never actually meant to see the light of day. But I gotta say, some notable picks from this car list include the Nissan Skyline Autotech, which is a 4-door R33. 2023 GR Corolla. Toyota are making some absolutely unreal cars at the moment. 2023 GR Corolla just perfectly fits the vibe of Horizon for me. 1989 Golf Rally, which is basically a Golf R before the Golf R was a thing. We've got potentially Mad Mike's Mazda wagon. Pretty crazy. A Viper-powered Dodge Ram SRT10 and the 2023 R8 GT, which is also a pretty mental car. Those are some of my notable picks. What I'll do is I will leave it a link down in the description so you can go ahead and actually check out the full car list itself. Let me know, are you looking forward to Horizon 6's PvP? Honestly, this is a thing I am literally looking most forward to after the World, so hopefully they don't drop the ball. Your boy will be waiting.